Good day to you. My name is Malwina Rozwadowska and this is Poland Daily Culture. And we today take you for a journey through Polish design. Here with us is Malwina Rozwadowska from the Institute of Industrial Design. Thank you very much for this invitation.
Thank you very much for having me.
And we are right now here in the Institute, very near to the new town in Warsaw, and everything here is devoted to Polish design. But this institute is not a new thing. It existed already since the World War II. I would say it's not very recognizable, especially among young people. That's why I would like you to tell us in a nutshell the story of this place and the institute.
So the building where we are right now, basically the institute started to work here from 1966, and it was built especially for the institute purposes. Before the institute was based in Długa Street, but those buildings were built especially for the institute. That was established in 1950, in the late around I think it was October. So it existed before, but in a different location. And the institute itself was created basically as a continuation of what was happening in the Ministry of Culture, of Industry, because of course it was somehow organized in a different way that we see it now. And the main purpose was to put together the producers and the designers, but also to create a new kind of designer at that time.
Of course, it was times of PRL. I would say communism was starting here in Poland. And I mean, from its rule, from its core, it's not always targeted to beauty or to art. Everything needed to be, even clothing needed to be useful, yes? So how did it happen that such kind of institute could work and could exist in those times?
It was mainly thanks to Wanda Telakowska, who was, let's say, founder of the institute, even though it was the Minister of Industry at that time who established the institute. But she was the first art director. She was the person behind the idea of the importance of design in producing basically everything. She was working with the ministry before, and she was focusing on the aesthetics of doing whatever you're doing. And being a scholar herself, because like before the Second World War, she was a graphic artist. She graduated from the Academy of Fine Arts in Warsaw, and she was an artist. But seeing that during the Second World War, all her works were destroyed. After the war, she focused on teaching, or rather supervising schools. She had, I would even try to say mission maybe, because she was very focused on this idea of being kind of a mentor for students. Not to, let's say, shape them, but like to show them the way to shape themselves. And she was stressing the importance of beauty, of design, that design should be beautiful. There was even this saying that like the everyday beauty for everyone.
So Wanda Telakowska, a person behind the institute, a artist herself, but also a pedagogue, working with young people. Again, a person I would say a little bit in the shadow when it comes to altogether art and in perspective, but a very important figure who did all underground work here in the institute and keep it going on and on and on.
She was in the shadows because she was very active. So for sure she wasn't in the shadows because it was her idea and she really pushed through in order to achieve what she wanted to achieve, and she didn't do it in the shadows for sure.
So she needed to be also a little bit brave when it comes to going through this. After all, in imperial times and in communism, it's like, is it useful at all to have something beautiful for everyone at home? As long as it's useful and as long as it serves the purpose, it's fine. So I would say she needed to kind of change minds of people of those times, which definitely was not easy. And do you currently, right now, lead the way or remind about her, or is she present at all currently in the Institute? I mean, the memory of her, because of course...
The memory, of course, because she had the amazingly modern idea of the design and the importance of design in the production process of a product. She believed that the designer should have certain skills, be able to be present in this process. So she didn't see a designer as a person who maybe gives the idea and then disappears. She wanted the artists to become designers. So she wanted them to have the skills that would just let them be part of this process. So basically what is happening now, every designer who designs, whether those are trains, cups, clothing, wherever you can imagine, he has to have certain skills to be able to help produce this thing, that he invented.
I see. So she was very much for the fact that the artist sees the process of production is there, makes his changes or her changes, and is able to deliver a product which can be reproduced in massive scale.
Yeah, exactly. That was her aim. She wanted the original designs to become a mass product. The problem was that when she started it, there weren't really producers because the industry didn't exist. Yeah, you had small manufacturers. So this dream of mass production was a dream of future. And when it came, when the mass production was possible, like you said, it wasn't that important. But still, the communist politicians used her somehow, those designs rather than her. They presented those furniture, those designs that were created here, because here in this building there were many workshops, real workshops. So if you were a designer, you could come here and build a real prototype of what you were doing, whether it was ceramics or exactly furniture or something else. You had the idea how it would be produced, yeah.
Perfect, very interesting.
And also the school of ergonomics kind of started here. So it was also important that this design was supposed to be pretty not only useful but practical and adapted to the shape, to human shape. So it was important.
And we'll wrap up here. And for you, the viewers of Poland Daily Culture, don't forget the name of Wanda Talakowska, because she's the mother of this institute and somehow also the mother of modern Polish design. Probably without her huge work, we wouldn't have many shapes and many designs which are recognizable for us until today, because they probably just wouldn't be created. And thank you very much for being with us.